Rise up, brothers and sisters, boys and girls, kings and queens, friends, frenemies, and your agents. My name is Brother Marley. This is the Senegambia One channel, and this is Senegal. Don't say hello, darling.
Hello, darling.
Yeah, we're at a nice little swanky restaurant called Pili Pili, and the reason why I wanted to talk to you was because of an interview I watched earlier on. It was Don Gargamel, Buju Banton on Drink Champs. And he mentioned there that he comes to Africa to perform just for the love of it. And he said that, the last time he came to Africa to perform, he ended up having to pay for his band members himself out of his own pocket.
Africa is a beautiful place where I have made many sacrifices over the years. Many sacrifices. First time I go to Africa, I come back to Jamaica and have to pay my entire band out of my personal pocket. Several times it happens to us, because, you give people the benefit of the doubt and think they're going to do business, but it never materializes that way. But it can't be a money thing, because once I'm on the ground, the show must go on. But nevertheless, we pride ourselves in doing good business, and as black people, we have a bad stigma attached to us that we don't do good business. So it's important for us to have good agreements and stick to our agreements and execute the agreements accordingly. It make good for the next brother who comes into the territory to do business, who calls me on the phone and say, how was your experience?
Okay.
All right. Very good. So all things are relative.
And what I'm noticing is not just here in Senegal, but in other places I've been to as well, just the general jankiness of how businesses run over here. So while I wasn't surprised by what Buju Banton said, I was surprised because it's Buju Banton. If you are starting a business over here, you've got to be aware of that. There's things you've got to be aware of, things that you've got to think about when you're coming over to this country to do business. Let me give you a small example of what I mean. So we have a cleaner at the house, and so she's left, and I'm now looking for another cleaner. So I spoke to this Mohammed, the guy that was in the previous video. If you look at the previous video, I'll put a link to it here, right? So the guy who's in this video, I asked him to find me a cleaner. And I said to him, you know what? The language barrier isn't such a big deal. That's not such a problem because it's cleaning. It's like, wash these clothes and fix this bed. It's not, you don't need to do much in the way of talking. But what you do need to be concerned about is that you can't go for like a young, like the last girl who was working for us was a young woman, pretty, and what I noticed or what I was aware of was that if you're single and you're a single young woman here, you're more interested in being able to get with a rich foreigner to pay your bills than for you to actually go out and work and clean people's houses for money. It's weird. It's like it's upside down. So people kind of feel quite proud of themselves if their way of income is by gold digging, whereas over in the West, it's about getting your own for the most part. So there's these differences in how people think. If you want to run a business, like this place is beautiful where I'm at now. Look at that pool. What you have to consider is being here for every step of the way, every step of like the construction, overseeing the staff and so on and so forth. And it can get rather tedious, but it is the only way that you can ensure that you can have a successful business. It's the only way that I know of anyway, that I've seen. When I was opening Messiah's, the first restaurant, the plan was I stayed back in England and I send money over to my then other half to oversee the building work at the restaurant because she's built a house before in Jamaica, and I've had no experience in it, so it made sense for her to come over and me to stay back and send over money. Sorry about that. The lady came to take the order. She had a POS system to take the order, and that's what I had to do as well. I had to get a POS system to be able to watch the stock. You know, the reason you need to do that is because it will tell you, for example, you've got 10 chickens in the back, and what would happen is that you would sell 5, and you'd be like, yo, where's the other 4, where's the other 5 chickens? I've got no more chickens, so I should have 5 left in stock. Because what was happening before was the staff was pilfering the food. There's one lady who put a chicken breast in her head wrap. So we kept her talking after she was going home. Before she was going home, we kept her talking and waited until the blood from the chicken started rolling down her face to catch her out. I had the manager steal a whole bottle of peach schnapps, Archer's peach schnapps. I don't know what this man is going to do. He don't drink, but it's a full bottle, so he can sell it to somebody else on the street, so he's going to steal it from us. This is the kind of things that we're seeing. So going back to what I was saying previously, I was sending over the money in order to then pay for the building work that my then other half was overseeing. And when I got there, it should have been a time when the shipping would have arrived, so I could help with shipping and then putting all the stuff into the restaurant. And it turned out that when I got there, the place wasn't even nearly finished. It wasn't even nearly finished because what the men would do is come up with stories, lies, just stuff to stop the building work from happening, right? So that was just too much hassle, and it wasn't done. I got there knowing what's happened, so I had to come there with a kind of vexed face. I was like this the whole time. I was talking to people like this. Yo, get this done, do this quick. I was being very aggressive. I was being very feisty. I was being quite sassy actually, but it was the only way I can get people to actually listen to me. Hey, do you know who I am? You move this now. I had to be like that. Just nonsense behavior that I had to partake in order to make sure that I had a business ready to open. And to ensure that you have businesses that look like this, look beautiful like this, you've got to be on people's backsides. But it can be done, obviously. You know, I'm an example of that. This place is an example of that. So, if you are coming over, yes, you need to have a business to run. You can't be coming over and thinking you can get a job. You can have a business to run, and you can be successful at it. Have your P's and Q's about you. Have your head on a swivel. Have your eyes, the back of your head open. Your third eye wide open. And I wish you more success. Full 100% success. This is your brother Marley. And until next time, you take care of yourself. Peace.